Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. A question that often comes back is Multiverse, can we see all your characters? At this point I have too many characters, so it is a tall order. But last time we did take a look at my PlayStation heroes. Today, let us take a look at the evil villains. And let us start with the most villainous of them all, the evil Darkseid. This is my Dark Multiverse character. Through a series of accidents when this character first started, it sort of became a evil version of Mr. Miracle. Eventually I did turn him into a Galactus type character, but now he pretty much is the evil Darkseid. So this here would be the cosmic version, sort of. I kinda like the chromatic amber as well, so here it is. I couldn't decide to make it all chromatic amber or all cosmic, so I made a mishmash of both. Although we got a lot of great styles to make some pretty cool looking demons, I guess I could have made the Hellboy type character, but I also wanted to use the hollow wings. I love those wings. And I love how you can recreate the camo in the Cineverse Online, so I made a camo armory just because of that. In DC Universe Online, we can now make a pretty darn good version of Kyle Rayner Parallax. I should probably give him the Alan Scott cape, maybe next time. Although this pretty much started as a Batman Yellow Lantern character, but then we got the Batman Who Laughs style in the game, and holy crap, with the Batman headpiece, he looks even more scarier. Of course, we can use it to make a Batman battle armor with the evil Yellow Lantern ring. And at some point, I had to make a Sinestro armory. I had to. Although sadly, we do have short sleeves, I guess I would have to try to find maybe a new pair of gloves so that Sinestro doesn't have short sleeves. But sadly, within the context of DC Universe Online, you do the best you can with the styles you have. And this is the styles we have. And here we have my main female character that I use whenever I need to show off villain styles. I kind of turned her into a female version of Multiverse by a series of happy accidents. Originally she was a Brainiac character, I think I called her Brainiac 11. Although later on I turned her into the Emerald Empress, especially to get the eye, the floating eye that follows the character around. Love it. Although we already had an eye before that. So using sorcery, you can actually have an eye that follows you around. And we also now have an accessory that is an eye that follows you around. So we can have an Emerald Empress with 2 eyes now if we want to. And at some point, of course, with the Legion of Superhero DLC, they gave us the official Emerald Empress styles. So we pretty much had everything at that point to recreate the Emerald Empress. Although at some point I had to give her a Star Sapphire armory. At this point we have pretty much an embarrassment of riches to be able to recreate a Star Sapphire type character. So giving her a Star Sapphire armory did seem like a no-brainer. And just for the kick of it, I gave her a Speedster armory. And of course, I had to make it a Reverse Flash armory. And I was pretty happy with the look I was able to come up with. I thought this was a nice variation of the Reverse Flash look for a female character. I had already made a Manhunter on the hero side, but then I couldn't help but feel that I had to make a Red Lantern Manhunter on the evil villain side. Like I needed an evil Manhunter. So I had to create an evil Red Lantern Manhunter on the villain side. And I was pretty happy with the result. And also, we do have the official Manhunter weapons. We have it as a dual wield weapon or as a single-handed weapon. I was very happy with both versions of this character. And once we got the water powers added to DC Universe Online, I had to make an Ocean Master character. I had no choice. And they even gave us the official Ocean Master headpiece at some point. So that made it a bit easier to make a cool looking Ocean Master in DC Universe Online. Also, they gave us some pretty cool looking styles to be able to recreate the evil Black Manta. There's a tier 5 set of gear that you can get for Black Manta, and there's also the assassin set of gear from the time capsules that allows us to create a pretty good version of Black Manta. Originally this was a different character, but at some point I had way too many characters, so I merged Black Manta and Ocean Master into one character. Yeah, Black Manta should not be using water powers, although in the latest Aquaman movie they actually gave him some sort of water weapons, so in a roundabout ways they did give him water powers. So here we have a variation of the Black Manta style, and this is my weapon mastery armory with dual pistols. And eventually they did give us the drown style in a time capsule, so I had to make an armor with it. I had no choice. Ideally, if I could, I would have made different characters, I would have made just a drawn character, I would have made a Ocean Master character, and I would have made a Black Manta character. Sadly, it's just not possible. There's only so many characters we can create in this universe online. And here we have the evil Allman with the Allman, the elite Allman set of gear. Although that is not really the look I use for this character. I use something that is much closer to the Justice League Earth 2 comic. The boots are not exactly it, the boots should kind of look like the gloves a bit, but within the context of DC Universe Online, this is as close as I was able to get. And I kind of made an alternate version of Allman, but this is not Allman from any comics. It's just through a series of experiments and a series of happy accidents. This look just pretty much happened, and I kind of liked it, so I kept it around. And of course, there is my flying armory. I'm using the enhanced version for the flying armory right now, but I'll probably try to find something else. At some point, I was using something almost looking like a Silverhawk because of the chrome material, but I'm still working on this one. This here is my reverse flash. We can make a pretty darn good looking reverse flash in this universe online at this point. Although over time it pretty much became my character to recreate evil speedster's villain. Like you can see the Red Dev style in the armory. I love using those metallic materials in this universe online. So here I'm using a combination of the yellow metallic material with the Furious material. And I had to make a Black Flash armory. I had to. I know that you shouldn't have the emblems on the shoulders, but what can I say? I kind of liked it, so I kept the emblems for the shoulders. Again, ideally, I would have made a Black Flash character, a Reverse Flash character, and a whole bunch of other characters. Sadly, too many characters, not really possible. And of course, I needed a flying armory, so I used the Johnny Quick style in order to be able to do that. Somehow it did seem to be fitting to have Johnny Quick being the flying speedster, as opposed to the Black Flash or Reverse Flash himself. At this point in time, we pretty much have an embarrassment of riches to create a whole bunch of speedster characters if we want to. And of course, here we have the evil Ultraman. At some point they gave us the Ultraman cape and then the Ultraman emblem. And we pretty much had everything we needed at that point to recreate the evil Ultraman. And they even gave us the Kryptonite aura. I made an alternate version with the Kryptonian Slimline chest piece and the red Kryptonite aura. It does give us a smaller emblem for the chest piece, but it still works well enough for our friend Ultraman. At this point, it is pretty easy to recreate Ultraman in this universe online, except for one thing, the cape. The cape is a bit challenging to get. Either you have to buy it on the broker for 100 million if not more, or you will have to spam and spam the Panopticon mission and hope to get lucky and get it as a random drop. And I made a version inspired somewhat by the animated movie Crisis on Tours. It's not exactly it. I'm gonna have to work on it a little bit more. And next we have the evil Black Lantern Batman. Something that is always highly requested is to get more powers in this universe online. Also, very often people will ask, Multiverse, which power would you add? I would add a Black Lantern power, definitely. Although we can sort of fake out having Black Lantern powers in DC Universe Online. Like the Celestial power, you can see there's a whole bunch of skulls with some of the Celestial power abilities. So that is pretty much what I use to fake out having Black Lantern powers. I'd made my Black Lantern Batman way back when. At some point, we had the official Black Lantern set of gear added to DC Universe Online. I did not just want to create a generic Black Lantern, I wanted to make a special Black Lantern, and I ended up making it a Batman Black Lantern. And eventually they gave us the official Black Lantern Batman gear in DC Universe Online. Sadly, we don't have the Batman emblem on the chest piece. Oh well. And the Necron weapon, the big sight, is pretty awesome as well. So in theory, we pretty much have everything we need in DC Universe Online to create a Black Lantern type character, but we don't have the official Black Lantern power. And here we have the evil Grimstone, the brother of the evil Brimstone. I wanted to create this character using the smoke chromo material, but as it turns out, the furious chromo material works well enough. And of course, I had to make a flying armory, and it gave me also an opportunity to use the Wings of Sins, the best set of wings in this universe online. I love those wings. Sadly, I don't use them enough. I'm gonna have to find ways to use it a bit more. As I mentioned, I wanted to use the smoke chromo material, but through a series of happy accidents, I ended up using the forge chromo material, and I loved it. So I pretty much stuck with it. And of course, once more, I had to make a flying armory. I had to. And next we have the Manic Mad Jack. It didn't really start as a Joker character. Originally it was pretty much like a mishmash of the Joker and the evil Green Goblin. So as you can see, we can make it pretty much a Joker type character if we really want to. And it would be nice if we got an official Joker skin, but the clown mask will have to do for now. And I had to have at least one Batman Who Laughs armory. Although I did not give him the color schemes of the Batman Who Laughs, I gave him the color schemes of the Joker, and I think it looks even better than the Batman Who Laughs, but I might be alone who thinks that. And also I wanted to have at least one evil character with skimming. Skimming allowed me to create a pretty good version of the evil Green Goblin. So I had no choice. I had to keep at least one Green Goblin armory. We can also make a pretty good version of the Hobgoblin, but I stuck with the Green Goblin for some reason. So originally it was pretty much a mishmash of the Joker and the Green Goblin, with a bit of Jack-o'-lantern added to the mix. So again, I couldn't really make up my mind, so I made armories of a little bit of everything. And at some point, I knew that I had to make the evil Cthulhu, and it gave me another opportunity to use the Hollow Wings. I love those wings. And at this point, we do have a bunch of bark-like nature-type materials, so it worked well enough to help us recreate the evil Cthulhu in this universe online. And of course, at some point, I had to make the evil Harley Quinn. And at this point, we even have the official Harley Quinn weapon in this universe online. So we can get it as a back piece, but we can also get it as an actual weapon. Also, we have pretty much everything we need to create the Bombshell Harley Quinn. We have an official Bombshell Harley Quinn style in the marketplace. We also have the official Harley Quinn hairstyle. And if we do add the Joker's bazooka, it does give us a pretty cool looking Harley Quinn. And we do have a baseball bat as a weapon, if you want to be able to give her the weapon she uses in the Suicide Squad movie. In the Suicide Squad movie, they did decide to give her a baseball bat as opposed to the hammer she usually has, although the hammer probably made her look too cartoony and they were trying to be very realistic with the movies. Oh well. We do have the classic Harley Quinn headpiece, but Recreating the classic Harley Quinn in DC Universe Online is challenging to say the least. We do have a few Harley Quinn inspired sets of gear, like the PvP armory you see here, or even the Harley Quinn set of gear we can get from the Birds of Prey DLC. But recreating the classic Harley Quinn is very challenging at this point. Although at some point I thought, what if we gave her the Batman Who Laughs headpiece, and holy crap does she look sinister. She looks so scary, I'm terrified right now. So I decided to make an armory that is pretty much Harley Quinn mush with the Batman Who Laughs, and it gives us something that the nightmares are made of. At some point, I had to create a Doomsday character, and as luck would have it, later on they gave us an official Doomsday style in DC Universe Online. Although here I'm not using exactly the Doomsday style, the gloves, the boots, these are not the Doomsday style. Also, I'm not using a chest piece so that we can see the glowing chest piece. Here I'm using a bit more of the Doomsday style, and I'm cheating a bit. I gave him the hollow wings so that I could have a flying armory. Love those wings. Although at some point they gave us the Venom skin, so I had no choice. I had to make at least one Bane armory. Once we got the skin, we pretty much had everything we needed for a Bane type character. But we also have a bunch of stuff to be able to create the evil King Shark in this Universe Online, and that is when my character became Doom Shark. Basically at this point we have the shark fin, the shark gloves, the shark head, which is pretty much what we really need to create our friend King Shark. Yeah, I'm sure some think that I should probably use the sea skin for our King Shark character, but I kind of like to use the tiger skin. If I could, I would have him as a separate character called the Tiger Shark. Again, sadly, there's only so many characters you can have in this Universe Online. And sometimes you have to do a bit of compromise and give multiple armories to one character to try to sort of recreate multiple characters. And next we have the evil Superboy Prime. We pretty much have everything we need to recreate Superboy Prime in this Universe Online. Basically a mixture of various Superman gear and the Anti-Monitor gear. And we have Superboy Prime. Of course, Superboy Prime started as the classic Superboy until he became a bit crazy and evil and became Superboy Prime. And he had a sort of Yellow Lantern version of his costume in the Green Lantern Sinister Corps War. So if we tweak the colors a bit and add a bit of Yellow Lantern style, we have a pretty cool version of our friend Superboy Prime. And last but not least, Superboy Prime from Countdown. They were trying to reinvent the character as a Superman Prime at the time. It didn't really stick. He was back to being Superboy Prime in no time. And fairly recently, I created a Riddler character for DC Universe Online. Although I might give him a few extra armories, I might actually turn him into a rogue character as opposed to just the Riddler, like I'm toying with giving him a boomerang armory. We're gonna have to wait and see for that. So there you go, guys. So these are my evil villains for DC Universe Online on PlayStation. But don't worry, down the line I will make a video about my heroes on PC and my evil villains on PC. I guess we'll have to wait and see.